If I'm not married by age 35, I'll just get a child. Maybe through surrogacy or adoption, IVF, I don't know, whatever. I'm just going to have my own child. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Leap of Faith, where we talk about everything faith, life, love, youthfulness, everything to just make us better people. Today I have a very interesting topic. It's interesting because I've heard quite a number of people say it, people including my friends, and I'm like, you know what? If there's anybody to talk about this freely, it's me, because I'm a single mother. I'm raising a child alone. I've been doing that for quite a while now, and I sort of understand what it's like. I have a lot of friends, male and female, who are mature and still single, and I hear them make these statements almost all the time. You know, you're in conversation and we're just talking about the fact that we didn't expect that we'll still be single by this age, and then you start to hear things like, "Omo, if by 40 I don't have a wife yet, I'm just going to get a child, maybe through adoption, or I'll impregnate somebody, or I'll go and do IVF or surrogacy." And I understand where that is coming from. I understand that in the world, especially here in Africa, children are seen as a legacy, people to continue your lineage, people to care for, and who will in turn care for you when you're older. And that's why in this video, I'm not judging anybody. I just want to share my thoughts with you so that we can think together. Before I continue, let me put this disclaimer. Now, not every child who was raised by two parents has or had a healthy upbringing, and not every child raised by a single parent had a poor one. I'm doing this video just to give you a guide on the right questions to ask and the right thoughts to have before you make this particular kind of decision. Here's the truth. I understand the fear. For women, the biological clock is ticking. You're watching your friends get married. You are being invited to one bridal shower or one baby shower. For the men, your parents are asking you questions every day. Jide, when are you getting married? Sometimes it feels like life is passing you by, and I understand wanting to experience motherhood or fatherhood. Honestly, the desire is beautiful, and wanting a child doesn't make you selfish. But here's a question that I need you to ask. Can wanting a child ever become bigger than considering what's best for that child? Let me explain. Like I said earlier, wanting a child is not a bad thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful desire. But the fact that you want something does not necessarily mean that you need to have that thing. The first thought that I want to share with you is the fact that children are not dreams. They are people. We often talk about our dreams. I want a baby. I want to be pregnant someday. I want to see what I will look like pregnant. I want to be a dad. I want to be a mom. But I need you to notice something. Every statement that I have made here starts with an I. And as beautiful as it is, you need to understand that children will not remain babies. They will grow up into adults. They will grow up into adults with questions. They will grow up and they will have emotions. And they will eventually ask, where's my dad? Where's my mom? Sometimes life gives us circumstances that we never planned, and that's completely different. That's on a whole different spectrum. I'm talking about intentionally planning a life where one parent is absent from the beginning. So I need you to understand that children are people. They are not dreams. They will grow up into adults with dreams, with emotions, and they will have a lot of questions. Will you be ready to answer them? Can I be honest with you real quick? I'm a single parent, and it's not something that I planned. I didn't even imagine that this is the life that I will be living. There are some moments when I wish that my child had both of us present in his life in very healthy ways. And it's not because, I feel incapable, or because I don't love my child. No, it's because parenting, as I have come to understand it, was not designed for one person. I think that intentionally choosing to have a child outside of wedlock, no matter how noble it sounds, is not necessarily a fantastic thing. What you are doing is making a decision for an event that you might not be around for. I recently was watching a sermon by Reverend Christy Bature, and she was talking about how she met this elderly woman online, and this woman was reaching out to her because they had the same surname. Reverend Christy was so baffled because she didn't understand why an older person like that seemed to lack identity. She would later on find out that this woman all her life had been raised alone. She did not know who her father was, and the moment she saw somebody who had the same surname as she did, she clinged to that person. Every human being is looking for identity. We all want a sense of belonging. We want to walk into a room and have at least one person recognize us and see us as part of a fold. This is why we have friendships. This is why we have siblingship. It's why you will go into your office and get an office bestie. Nobody wants to do life alone. So I think that choosing to have a child outside of wedlock on your own is depriving that child of identity and belonging. Now, someone might say, it's not that deep, but I think that is very deep. Yes, you might have the money to take care of this child, to send the child to the best of schools, but I need you to understand that sometimes, most times, money is not enough. Money is in fact not the only thing that is needed to raise a child. There are life skills that can only be taught by a particular sex or a particular gender. Yes, there are men who can do what women can do, and yes, there are women who can do what men can do, but those are exemptions, and we cannot use exemptions as general rules. I know some people might already be asking, what about adoption? Here's what I think. Adoption is a very noble thing. It's basically providing a family for a child that already exists and definitely needs a family. I know for a fact that adoption has its own complexities. I would like to adopt when I am married. I think that everyone should adopt a child. I think it makes the society a better place. But I would not advise a single person to adopt a child because it still goes back to the same thing. The necessary life skills that a child should learn from both mother and father might not be learned because the parenting structure is not complete. Faith, what about surrogacy or IVF? My own concern here is not technology, it's intention and motive. If your plan from day one is, I don't need another parent to help me raise a child, then you need to take several steps back. Instead of asking, can I have a child? The question you should ask is, what gives the child the best chance to thrive? Now, if you're a Christian like I am, I believe God's design was for children to be raised by loving mother and loving fathers wherever possible. I mean, life doesn't always work out that way. For now, mine hasn't worked out that way. And for many people, it's the same story. Grace exists for broken situations like this. But I need you to understand that grace cannot be your blueprint. I know that not a lot of people will agree with this video, and that's totally fine. This is definitely not about condemning single parenting. I mean, we're here, we're taking care of our children, we're showing up, we're doing the work. This conversation is about intentional decisions. There's a huge difference between surviving circumstances and choosing circumstances. So now let me ask you, if you had the choice, would you make the intentional decision to raise a child without the other parents? Let me know in the comments and let me know other thoughts that you have. Thank you for staying to this point in this video. I will see you in my next video. Bye.